So one of the biggest announcements for Meta Quest just happened. Tencent and Meta have partnered up to bring a new lower-end Quest model into China, but it benefits those outside of China as well, as now we can get Tencent-owned titles to come into the Quest store. This has been in the making for a better part of the year to bring the headset into China. News on and off about negotiations were happening. And also the long-rumored Quest Lite, an affordable version to the Quest 3, to be the first entry of Meta's product since they are banned inside of China. Translated, the article, it says it will be a more affordable version instead of a direct Quest 3. So most likely no pancake lenses. And another interesting part is that Meta will control the hardware part and get most of its share of revenue from there, whereas Tencent, an industry behemoth in games alone. In 2021, they had the highest year for revenue in gaming. And Tencent, with the Quest launching in China, will get its share in apps and experiences. So they are incentivized to bring more apps, their own apps, and if Tencent wants anything, is more money. And I think in this scenario, it's a win-win. Why is this a good thing? Tencent is an industry behemoth when it comes to gaming. They buy entire studios or owning a significant piece of them. In gaming, Tencent has a foothold. They are to the likes of Sony, Activision Blizzard, Nintendo, and others. They aren't new when coming into this stuff. And I think personally, they can make a significant impact bringing good games, apps. They own a portion of PUBG Mobile, as well as Mobile COD and League of Legends, and Epic Games as well. Tencent makes a lot of its revenue of gaming from the mobile market. And with Quest being a mobile standalone headset, that kind of lands in between a console hybrid, and it allows Tencent's IP to come into VR since they have incentive to do so, since now they will be getting a larger piece of the pie. And this just doesn't benefit the Chinese audience. Now we can get more games as a result. COD Mobile, Clash of Clans, Fortnite, since the CEO himself, Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, has expressed interest of bringing it, as well as Fortnite and Roblox being the closest thing to the metaverse so far. And look, Tencent isn't without its criticism. They've been criticized by its connection to the CCP, and so far they are not going to affect the US market in any way, but this could also change. With Meta Quest entering the Chinese market, its market share expands Meta's metaverse plans, and it shows they are here to stay. Meta has to keep focusing on the hardware, and by far, Quest is the best option in my opinion of standalone and also getting a great PC VR headset. You get the best of both worlds. Who's the biggest loser? Pico. ByteDance, TikTok owned. The elephant in the room is what happens to Pico with the massive layoffs over half of its workforce and pivoting into spatial computing instead of VR. It opens the airwaves for Meta Quest to partner and dominate the standalone market, which sucks as we have less options. But I never saw Pico as a competitor to Meta, more of an alternative to picking your poison, Meta or ByteDance. Pico didn't differentiate itself from other headsets, also not coming into the US, no international marketing, horrible naming. I mean, Pico de Gallo. Meta isn't any better. Like Pico's projects for the current headsets have also been canceled, moving to hand tracking as they focus more on hardware than content, going into a similar market as the Apple Vision Pro. Less importance of a killer app and more on the VR headset acting as a computer on your head. And also noting the fact that the economy is on a downturn. People aren't just going to spend $500 on a headset, as to why the Quest Lite, the more affordable version of the Quest 3, is coming into China. Economy getting slower, people are spending less. And we see no stops to Meta spending, which is a good or bad thing. Their pockets run deep. Obviously, the spending isn't going to stop soon, as the Tencent deal is an obvious push towards reaching more users. Quest will not give Pico competition in its own turf, where Pico has not even managed to enter the US market, where customer dollar still has the most power regarding VR. And this is very exciting, as the Chinese market will allow the Quest to continue to go. We might get more hackers as a result. I don't know. Pico at this point is ditching its strategy to compete with Meta. They are competing with Apple, Samsung within spatial computing. Hopefully this deal Tencent's IP into Quest in China and also the US and everywhere else. And this is really a new era for Quest, potentially reaching Quest 2 numbers inside China again with a different headset. Same affordability could change the industry as we know it. And look, rest in peace to Pico. For one, I never saw them as a direct competitor. I saw them as a copy and paste of Quest 2. Unless you really hated Meta, you hated them for Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, their privacy breaches, Cambridge Analytica, other scandals, as well as data gathering. There isn't really a reason to get a Pico headset unless you really have have a distaste for them. And with Quest entering the Chinese market, it's not going to be a direct product of Meta, since Tencent will own and control all of the distribution of apps and games inside the store, as well as experiences for certain apps that they don't like. And we've seen in the past CCP come into the door knocking and shut them down or expressing different thoughts than what the CCP would like. There are negatives to Meta partnering up with Tencent, but overall I think the biggest factor for them is increasing the user base and stretching their hands as far as they can to get more users, getting a larger market share. And shout out to my Chinese brothers finally getting a Quest. Yeah, that's it. What are your thoughts? Are you excited for what the future holds for Quest? Are you sad that Pico, regarded as a competitor, is now pivoting? Do you hate this deal? Leave a comment, and until the next video, bye.